Hello everyone, I'm Jen Young. If you're new to Bhakti, welcome. And today I'm going to be demonstrating the boot camp class that we'll be doing outside at the Carnegie Library on Saturday afternoons at 4 o'clock. So we'd love for you to join us. So we'll begin first with breathing. So whenever we're doing physical exertion, there's a lot going on with our breath, and we want to be intentional with that. We want to be in touch with what's going on with our breath. So if you'll just take a moment to bring your hand to your chest and one hand to your belly, let the feet be about shoulder distance wide, just so you feel relaxed. You're able to bend your knees a little bit and feel your shoulders relax. And just take a moment to notice your natural breath. Do you tend to breathe into the belly, into the chest, maybe a little of both? Is the inhale longer or shorter than the exhale? So the way we breathe can tell us a lot about what we're dealing with in terms of our emotions and even our mental state. When we tend to hold the breath in, that can create some anxiety, or it can be the result of anxiety. And if we feel like we can't quite get a breath in at all, we may be holding on to something. We might be trying to hold our emotions in. So just noticing, without judging that, what's going on for you. Great. Now I'm going to ask you to pay attention to your feet. And just notice how your weight is distributed on your feet. Do you tend to be on one side or the other, forward or back? And then just gently grip with your toes. And see how that might change your breath. For me, I found I could breathe more into my ribs. My breath wanted to go there. Now, see if you lean back onto your heels, what happens to the breath. I find my eyebrows go up and my collarbones lift, and it creates a little bit of anxiety. So just feeling where center is between the two. So gripping the floor with your toes or leaning back on your heels. Let's see where the center of that is and notice how that feels. Great. Now we're going to take that into moving a bit. So what I'll have you do is turn one hand up and bring it about level with where the top of your hip is. So if you can find your hip bones and just go right to the center, it's probably about 4 finger widths below your navel. And you can just have your hand palm up there. The other hand is going to be palm down, right under the notch between your collarbones. Okay. And what we'll do is bring the feet shoulder distance wide again. And when you breathe in, feel the hands come apart, almost like a clamshell. So the front of your hands, the part furthest from the body, will separate a little more. And then when you exhale, you can feel that come closer to each other. So the hands come more parallel. So just feeling that breath in, expanding, and then breath out. The hands come parallel. So you can just feel that. You don't have to try to see if that's true. Just trust your kinesthetic awareness, your body's ability to sense and feel through the skin, through the connective tissue. We'll do one more of those. Nice. Now hold the breath out. Let it empty just a little more. Tuck the chin slightly. And let the hands, the front part of the hands, part furthest from the body, cave in towards each other a little bit. Then come back to that parallel position as you breathe in. So we're going the other extreme. Exhale, feel the coil in. So the pubic bone lifts towards the ribs. Ribs collapse down towards the pubic bone. Then when you breathe in, they separate until the hands are parallel. One more time. Exhale, tuck the chin slightly. And inhale. Just feel where that parallel position is. Okay, so see if you can maintain that with your body as you bring your hands down. And notice if that feels the same or different than your normal everyday posture. For me, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more dropped and pulled back with the front of the ribs. So that can tell us what's going on with our spine and the relationship of the hip and the pelvis together. And I'm going to play a little bit more with the spine now. So we'll take that, we'll actually work with the arms. We'll take the arms forward and up and see if you can notice how that creates the separation of the front of the ribs from the front of the hips, like we were doing with the hands. Then continue that, let the throat come forward, lift the chin. Now see if you can feel the pubic bone lift a little bit and open the chest just a little more. Then as you exhale, tuck the chin, let the hands start to come down. See if you can feel each one of your vertebrae in the back of your neck. So there's 7 vertebrae there. See if you can feel them all curve forward. They'll likely all want to move at the same time. Then feel that articulation through the upper back. So that cascading forward, like blocks on a string, just pouring forward. Letting yourself hang, bend the knees a little bit, drop the hips back. Then shift your knees forward slightly. So your hands can be on your hips. If you're not able to get quite that low, that's okay. Just bring your hands here. But if you're able to get low, you can bring your hands to the mat. Rock onto your toes until you feel your heels start to come up. Now we're going to plant the heels. Start to straighten the knees just to where you have good comfort. Then feel the hips tuck down and the base of your spine start to point down towards the ground and each vertebra stack. You can keep the knees a little bit bent. And then once you feel the vertebrae at the top of the shoulders, see if you can count those 7 vertebrae of the neck. Feel them stack on each other. And you might find your head is a little bit further back than it's used to. We'll do that again. Reaching up. Feel the hips draw forward, the heart lift, throat come forward, lift the chin. Maybe bend the knees a little bit. Then exhale, tuck the chin. Feel the 7 vertebrae of the neck. Then the vertebrae through the top of the back, middle back, lower back. And when you fold, let the knees bend. Let your weight shift towards your toes. And we'll stack again. Straighten the knees, then stacking the hips. Slowly feeling the articulation of vertebrae. So there's 5 in the lumbar spine, which stack over this triangle shape of the sacrum, tailbone. Then you have the 12 vertebrae of the thoracic spine stacking, and the neck. My body went a little faster than my time did. Okay, so now I'm going to face you. So you can keep the feet where they are. We'll take a breath in and reach the arms up, but forward a little bit. So you can feel as if those hands are staying parallel. Nice. And then let the arms continue to reach forward. Let the right hand come down and the head start to fall over to the right. And then feel the vertebrae of the neck cascading, upper back cascading, lower back. And then bend the knee. So the side you're leaning to, bend that knee. Then we'll stack to come back up. And we'll take the arms forward, reach down the left, head dropping, and feel yourself cascading over. Feel it from the spine if you can. So making that awareness of what's happening in the inner realms of your body. And then slowly coming up, so straightening the knee, and then feeling each vertebra stack. Okay, so now we're going to put that together. We'll take the back bend, forward fold, and then side to side. Okay, so take your time with this. You might be a little ahead, a little behind me, no problem. There's no pressure to follow me exactly. Breathing in, reaching up. Feel the spine grow long. Feel the heart lift, that openness through the front body. And then exhale. Feel the openness through the back of the neck. Feel each one of those 7 vertebrae. Then the 12 vertebrae, the thoracic spine, through the rib cage. And then the lumbar spine, the lower back. And then the sacrum basically very slightly tilts. And the tailbone stays rooted down. Bend the knees. Shift forward towards your toes. And then we'll come back up by straightening the knees just a little bit and uncurling. Stacking the tailbone, then sacrum, lumbar spine, spine of the rib cage, neck, and then head. Nice. Now we'll take the arms forward. And as they come up, keep pushing the shoulders forward. Feel a slight lift through the chest. Then reach right hand down. Let the head follow the hand. Then the neck. Then the upper back, middle back, lower back. And the other opposite arm just cascades overhead. I'm bending to my right, so I'm going to bend my right knee. And then coming back up by pressing into the right heel, helping that knee straighten. And then the spine just uncurls to come back to center. I'll reach forward to reach up. And left hand reaches down, head starts to fall over to the left. And slowly cascading the spine over. Then bend the left knee. Nice. Straighten the left knee, uncurl back to center. Great, and so now we'll add to that. So we'll take the arms forward, pressing the palms away from the body. Bend the knees a little bit. Then keep pressing the arms forward as you rotate the arms to the right. And let the head follow. Then the ribs come around. So you feel the neck, upper back, middle back, lower back. Then the side you're twisting to, I'm twisting right. And pushing that sit bone down and forward. Nice. And then I unwind by initiating from the bottom. So pushing the right hip forward, And then it rotates the lower back, middle back, upper back, and then the neck. Kind of did that all at once. So we'll come over to the left. Nice. Just take your time. Head, then shoulders. Great. And then the hips. Pushing the left hip forward. And then we'll unwind the same way. So pushing the left hip down and forward to bring the spine back to center. Nice. You can bring the hands down. Okay, so now we're going to build a little momentum here. Okay, so just feel into how quickly you want to go. And in terms of the bending, just really listen to your body. Don't necessarily have to go all the way down. If all you got is to just go here and maybe just lift the chin, that's fine. Same side to side. Okay, so here we go. Taking the arms up. Feel the heart lift, feel the openness in the front body. And feel the contraction slightly, the chin tucking, the head rolling down. And as you cascade forward, let the knees bend. Rock forward a little bit so you feel that tension on your ankles. Then rock back to the heels, straighten the knees, and roll back up. Taking the arms forward and up. Then we'll fold to the right. So right hand goes down, the head follows the neck, upper back, middle back, lower back. And then bend the right knee. Great. Press into that heel to let the spine come back up. Just straighten back up. Arms forward and up. Then left hand goes down. Head falls to the left. And the spine cascades. Bend the left knee. Press into that heel. And feel the spine realign. Nice. Now we'll take the hands forward, palms away from the body. Here's our twist. Bend the knees just a little bit. And feel the hands rotate. And then the head goes around. And the shoulders. Then the ribs and the navel. Press the right sit bone down and forward. Then use that momentum to bring you back to center. Keep pressing forward as you rotate the hands to the left and the head. And the shoulders, ribs, waist. Left sit bone tucks down and forward to bring you back center. Great. Now we'll do that a little bit faster now. Breathing in to reach up. Feel the openness in the front body. Exhale, reach the arms down, coil forward. Just allow gravity to take you forward. Bend the knees, rock forward. Press into the heels. Feel the knees straighten, roll back up. Reaching forward as you rise. And then reaching down with the right hand. Head follows, upper back, middle back, lower back. Bend the right knee. And press into the right heel, straighten that knee. Feel the spine realign. Pressing the shoulders forward as you reach up. Then left hand comes down. Head, neck, shoulders, ribs, waist. Bend the left knee. Nice. Press into the left heel. Feel yourself come back to center. Palms come forward, away from the body. Then twisting. Hands over to the right, then the head, then the shoulders, rib cage, waist. Then right sit bone tucks down forward to bring you center. Then the hands go over to the right, then the head, then the shoulders, ribs, waist. Left sit bone down and forward to bring you center. And then the hands come down. Beautiful. So now we've taken the spine in all the different directions that we want to help create flexibility and strength. So now we'll do our test. We'll bring the bottom hand to the top of the hips again, and then the top hand just under the collarbones. Okay, and just see if you can sense if your hands are open like a clamshell, or are they parallel to each other, or are they a little bit collapsed forward. So just see where center is. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, so now we're going to get a little bit more dynamic. So let the hands come onto the hips. Hug the shoulders down and let the knees bend a bit. See if you can rock your weight onto your toes. Feel that gentle gripping in your joints. Then let the hips drop back. And see if you can do that. Knees pushing forward, hips pushing back without the hips tilting back too much. Okay, so you want to still feel as if your spine's right in the center. Okay, so this might be as far as you go. My feet are shoulder distance apart right now. And we're going to take this into a wide stance. So I'm going to step back with my left foot. Okay, so my feet are just outside my elbows, so I'm going to do a little heel toe back in. Okay, so now we'll come into that same position, bending the knees, pushing them forward till I feel my toes grip, then pushing the hips back, and just feel into keeping the spine as long as you can. This is called horse stance. Just feel the knees open, but not so much that you roll into the outsides of the feet. Okay, so now we're going to reach forward like you're grabbing the reins of your horse. Okay, and you can first hold them out here. Feel the shoulders hug down, and then feel your tailbone find your saddle. Okay, now this is our wind horse. So we're using our breath here just to feel a little pulsation. So as you breathe in, you feel yourself become buoyant. As you breathe out, you sink it down just a little more, hugging the shoulders down. Inhale, rise, exhale, sink down. Hips drop down and forward a little bit, knees a little bit forward, shoulder blades forward, the head comes back, the chin tucked. Nice. Now we're going to pull the elbows back. So we're going to make this kind of growly sound, okay? So reaching forward, you got your reins, and then you're pulling. Maybe you can even say, whoa, like you're trying to get your horse to mind you. So feel that. Or, or, whoa. Just see what feels powerful to you. You can experiment with that. So reaching forward, pulling back. Push the hips a little bit down and forward, and see if you're able to sink just a little bit deeper. Reaching forward, breath in, finding that sound. Pulling back, pulling the shoulders down, opening the chest without tilting the lower back. Nice. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see what it looks like from side view. So reaching forward. My weight's towards my toes, but my hips are back. Shoulders forward really helps me find balance. Pulling the shoulders down really helps me get that little lift through the pelvis in the front. Reaching forward, pulling back. Might be feeling it in your legs now. Might be cooking. See if you can find that, what that feels like through your voice, and let it come out. Breathing in as you reach forward, exhale, make that sound. Maybe able to sink down a little bit more. Feeling the wind underneath you like your buoyant horse. Nice. So now we're going to reach forward with one hand and turn the palm down. So you're making a fist, so we're punching. Reaching out, pulling back. Reaching out, pulling back. Palm down, pulling palm up. Palm down, palm up. So we're just doing one side for just a couple more times, and then we'll do the other side. So you can really feel this in your body. Reaching forward, pulling back. Palm down, palm up. Palm down, palm up. Palm down, palm up. And then changing side to one hand forward, palm down. The other one pulled back, palm up. Changing. So you can use your voice here. You can use your breath. Exhaling as you punch out. One more, and just let the hands come to the hips. Take a couple more breaths. See if you can sink down just a little bit deeper. Deep inhale. Make that go. If you're feeling it. Nice. Now we'll heels in, toes in, heels in, toes in. You can give yourself a little shake. We'll let the heels bounce a little bit. So this shaking process really helps your connective tissue kind of reorganize itself. So working with our horse pose there, a horse stance, is really helping to strengthen the tendons, giving them power, helping to support the power of the major joints, which are the hips and the shoulders. So I'm just shaking it out, and this shaking it out helps the fascia, the connective tissue reorganize. When we're sitting a lot, when we're sedentary, it's like felt that gets all crumpled up, all bunched up. So when we can shake it out, it allows all that to kind of reorganize itself and find its more natural patterns. So it's a great thing to do, is to, whenever you have a moment, to get up from your desk, to shake out. All right, nice. And we're going to come back to our squat, but we're going to come into a deep squat now. Now, if you have issues with the deep squat, no worries. You can just sit back with the hips. You could even sit on a stool or a chair if you prefer to do that too. Okay, so we're just feeling how wide you need to have your feet. I'm going that distance wide, and I'm going to bring my hands forward, pull the palms in as I sink down. Now, I'm not just sinking down and kind of letting gravity take me. I'm pushing the elbows into the legs, lifting the chest, breathing in, and then feeling my weight between my toes and my heels. Great. Now we're going to take the hands to the mat, rock onto your hands, and step back to a push-up position. Okay, so we want the hands under the shoulders. So some of us may need to go a little bit wider, so you can just experiment with that. We're going to rock forward, then back to the heels. Rock forward, back to the heels. Now side to side, rocking, shifting your weight on your hands. You want to make sure that you're pushing with your hands to activate your chest. So if I don't do that, then my shoulder blades collapse, and then my hips collapse, and then my knees collapse. But if I can push with my hands and use my chest muscles, then I can actually get more into my core by pushing the sit bones down and under, and feel my knees active by squeezing my quads and pressing my heels back. So rocking side to side feels pretty stable, and you can play with the heels and play with the forward and back. And then our resting position is to lift the hips and let the head drop. Okay, so we're going to rock forward, right, then left, and then back. Lifting the hips, down dog in yoga. Shifting forward, see if you can tuck the hips forward as you shift forward. Then go left, then right, and back. Inhale forward, active chest, right, left, back to center. Okay, so now we're going to add a movement with the foot. If all you got is to just step the foot forward, that's fine. Then let your weight shift forward too. Do a little mini push-up, bending the elbows, and then step back. Okay, so let's do that. So step forward with a little bit with the right foot, let the knee drop down, rock forward, bend the elbows, then straighten the elbows, step back to that down dog position. Okay, and we'll try the other side, stepping forward with the left foot, let the knee drop, bend the elbows, straighten, and then step back. Okay, so now we're going to put that together. Shifting forward, plank, active chest muscles, right, left, down dog. Right foot steps forward, knee comes down, shifting forward, bend the elbows, straighten, step back. Okay, left foot steps forward a little bit, knee comes down, shifting forward, bend the elbows, and straighten. Maybe don't bend the elbows, that's okay too. Shifting forward, plank, shift left, then right, back to down dog. Now we'll step forward with the left, bend the knee, bend the elbows, straighten elbows, step back. Shifting forward, right foot steps forward, knee comes down, shift forward, then bend the elbows. Straighten elbows, step back. Okay, now we'll take up our break position, just to come down to the knees, step one foot forward, and just let your hands come onto your knees. So I learned this resting position from Persian yoga. So really appreciate having a different rest position other than child's pose or down dog. So it's good to let the arms relax and the blood flow come back to the arms. All right, so we'll bring the hands down, step back to our plank. Feel free to continue resting if you need to, and we'll shift to our down dog. Okay, now we're going to take that same flow, so shifting forward, then shift right, then left, back to down dog. See if you can now bring the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Okay, so if that doesn't happen, go back to the first stage, just stepping the foot forward, shifting your weight forward. Perfectly fine. But if you can get that foot to the outside, bend both elbows. Keep the left knee straight and off the mat. Then straighten the arms, step to plank, then back to down dog. Okay, so now we'll take left foot to the outside of the right foot. Keeping the right knee straight, bend both elbows, straighten, and step back. And then into down dog. So we'll put all that together, shifting forward to plank, going right, left, center, and lift. Stepping right foot to outside of right hand, bend both elbows. Straighten, step to plank, into down dog. Left foot comes forward, bend the elbows, straighten, step to plank, back to down dog. Okay, shifting forward, going left, then right, center, and lift. Step forward with the left foot, bend the elbows, straighten, plank, into down dog. Right foot, bend the elbows, straighten, step to plank, and into down dog. Great, we'll come to the knees, take the left foot forward, hands onto the left knee. Okay, so just kind of gauge your breathing right now. So sometimes when we get winded, we tend to mouth breathe. So if you find your mouth breathing, just notice what part of the breath you actually need more of. Do you need the inhale or do you need to exhale more? So you can breathe in through the nose, exhale through the mouth if you really just need to get the air out first. And that might start to slow your breath down. So just experiment with that. See if that helps you. Ideally, we're breathing in and out through the nose through the whole time we're working to keep our breath filtered. And you're wearing masks and things. We need that filtration of our own body as well. So, all right. Great. Now we're in a great position to work with getting up and down from the ground. So I'm going to turn my back leg, my right leg, just to about 45 degrees. I'm going to bend the left knee and reach out and then come back. Okay, so reaching for something that's just about out of reach and then coming back up. Okay. Now I'm going to reach out, Then when I come back up, arm goes up. Then I'm going to bend the knee and bring the left or right hand down. Okay. Finding the right position. Okay. A little disoriented going on a straight mat. Okay. So now I'm going to push into my right hand, the one on the ground. Try to keep the left hand straight up. Pull the right knee in towards my chest so the foot comes up. Then I pivot and take the right leg forward. Okay. Ideally, that left arm is straight up. It's really helpful to hold something that has some weight in your hand, like a water bottle could work, but something that you notice when the weight has dropped. Because what you're helping your shoulder do is to find more mobility, to really feel into the ball and socket joint. So that feedback of that weight can help you kind of feel your joint a little more. Okay, so now right leg's forward. I'm going to push down with my left heel and my right hand and lift the right leg. Okay, so maybe that's all you got, is just to push the hand down and lift the hips up. And then the leg comes back down. Okay, that would be a fine place to work too. Where I'm going next is I'm pushing into the hand and the foot, pulling the right knee in, then pivoting to bring the right knee back. Oop, I dropped my arm. So left arm stays up. Okay, and then I'm back where I can come up and then reach out to the left. So this is where we started. Okay, so reaching up, then right hand comes down. Push down into that hand, left foot, pull the right knee to your nose, and then the leg straightens, then the hip comes down. Okay, leaning onto the right hand, pushing with the left foot and right hand. The right leg comes up, knee comes towards my nose, then it plants. Then I'm reaching up and forward. Okay, and we'll come back to our starting position. Take a breath here. Then we'll bring the hands to the mat, curl right toes under, and step to plank. And into our down dog shape. Then you can either step the right foot forward or come to the knees. And step forward and come up. Now we're doing all of that on the other side. So we have the right foot forward, reaching, turning left leg, reaching with right hand, bending that knee, then reaching up with that arm, trying to keep that arm pointing straight up. Left hand comes down, mostly aligned with the left knee. Pushing down with the hand and the right foot, pulling left knee into my chest, and then extending leg forward, letting the hip press down. Okay, so again, you can just play here, just having one leg in front of you, pressing into the opposite leg, and lifting the hip off the ground. That might be plenty of strength building for you. Okay, now with the next step, pushing down with the hand and the knee, pull left knee in, then the knee comes down. Oops, I lost my right hand. So good to be able to pay attention to all the things going on. Bending the right knee, reaching out to the right, and reaching up. Nice, hand comes down, keeping that right hand straight up, push down with right foot, left hand, pull knee to chest, extend out, come down, rock onto the left hand, pull the knee in, and bring it to a 45 to the back of the mat, coming up and reaching out to the right as you bend that knee. Nice, and then we'll come back to our start position. Okay, so we'll do a few rounds of this, changing sides. First, starting with the hands coming to the mat, curling left toes under, lift the knee, come to your plank, then to your down dog. Either stepping left foot forward and coming to the right knee, or coming to the knees and bringing left foot forward. See what works for you. Both hands to the left knee, shoulders hugging down. Feel where your breath is. Notice if you have the clamshells open or are your Sandwiches, bread slices, that's the word I'm looking for. Are they parallel to each other? Then turn the back foot, sink into the front knee, reach forward, then reaching up. Keep that hand up as right hand comes down, pushing to left foot, right hand, pull right knee to the nose, extend the leg out, let your hips come down. Pushing to the right hand, reversing, pulling the knee to your nose, then the knee comes down, left arm stays up. And reminding myself of that, coming up, bending left knee, reaching forward. Nice, then hand comes to the knee, coming center, hands come down, come to that plank, and into that down dog shape. Then right foot comes forward, knee comes down, your knees come down, right foot comes forward. Feel your levelness of your hips and your ribs. And turn back foot. Left hand comes down. As you lean into that hand, press with the right foot. Pull the left knee in. Oops, I forgot my right arm up. I forgot what I was doing. So we'll come back here. We'll come back to our starting place. Shoulders hugging down. Truthfully, I got distracted by what's going on outside. So we'll turn the shin, bend the right knee, reach out. And the hand reaches up, coming up. Now we'll bring left hand down. And then pull knee to chest. Extend the leg and come on down. Nice. Press into the left hand as you lean onto it. Pull the knee to your nose. Ooh, I lost my right arm. And the knee comes down. And then as you reach with the right hand, come up. Bring both hands to the front knee. And then facing the front, we'll bring the hands to the mat. Step to that plank. And then into that down dog shape. Great. So now we're going to walk the feet forward. And you can either go narrow or go wide, wherever you feel like you want to work with your squat a little bit. So I'm going to work a little bit on my ankles in their narrow stance squats. So I'm going to feel my feet come parallel. And I'm just playing with pushing my heels down and my knees forward as I reach forward. And then see if I can lift my chest. So I tend to be limited in my ankle flexibility. So if you have that going on too, you can just work on trying to get the knees a little more forward at the toes as the heels come down. And then maybe the hands come up. Nice. Great. So now we're going to take the hands to our side. One hand will continue to go behind and we'll come to a seat. And just give yourself a hug. Feel a breath in, stretching up the front of the body. And then we'll scoot the feet forward just to a comfortable position. Let one hand come behind you, turning the hand towards the side a little bit. We're going to scoop at the bottom of the hips towards the knees and up towards the sky. And I have the left hand behind. I'm going to reach my right arm up as I scoop my hips forward. And then I come down and I change sides. So right hand comes behind me, left hand reaches up, scooping forward. Nice. And then I'm coming down. Do that one more time so you can really feel it. Pressing down with the left hand and the feet. Scoop the hips forward as you lift them. And the top arm just is like a waterfall behind you. And then come back. Changing sides. Scooping forward with the hips as you lift the pubic bone. And then coming back down. Nice. Now we'll bring the hands behind. Feel the left leg extend, the right arm comes forward. And you can either just hold the leg and just feel into straighten the knee just a little bit and press down with the left hand. Maybe that's all you have today. That's fine. If you can take the heel, take hold of the heel, push down with the left hand and shift your weight forward. So your right ankle bends just a little more. And some of you may be able to go into a full pistol, taking hold of the left foot with both hands. I don't quite have that because of the ankle flexibility, but it feels really nice just to be here. And then we'll let the hips come down, let the leg come down. And then the hands behind, changing legs. Okay. So opposite arm to the leg extended, reaches forward, takes the leg as it lifts, or heel. So I have right leg extended, I'm pushing with right hand, left foot, shifting my weight forward, and then coming back down, releasing the hands. Okay, so now we'll bend both knees, hands behind again. I'll lean onto my left hand, scoop right arm forward as I lift the hips. Here we go, breathe in. Feel the hips scoop under and lift, arm cascades. And then coming down, changing sides. Feel the scoop and the lift. Nice, and then coming down. Keep right knee bent, extend left leg, reaching for that foot with the right hand. Push down with the left, shift your weight forward. Feel it into taking both hands around the left foot. Coming back down, hands behind. To switch legs. Reaching forward, grabbing the foot to lift. And relaxing down, hands behind, and both feet in. Okay, so now we'll change it up a little bit. We'll take that left hand behind, right hand forward, feel the lift. This time when you come down, extend the left leg, take the foot or the leg, push down with the left hand, shift forward. And come down, release, bend the knees. Right hand comes behind, left hand comes forward, scoop the hips under towards the ceiling. And as you come down, keep the left knee bent, extend the right leg. Take hold of that leg and feel the shift of the weight forward. So on this side, I might be able to take the full. Yeah, got the full pistol. And then relaxing down. Now we'll take both hands behind, fingers facing forward, push the shoulders to the knees, scoop the hips forward, and lift the body. And come on down. So we'll put all that together one more time. So left hand comes behind, right hand reaches forward, scooping the hips under and up. Right arm cascades behind. Coming down, extend the left leg. Take hold of the leg or the heel. Push down with the left hand, shifting forward. Coming down. Right hand behind as you keep both feet on the floor. Lift the hips. Left arm, reach up. Come on down. Extend the right leg. Reach for that foot or leg with the left hand. Push down with the right hand. Shifting forward, maybe taking, not that time. Let's see if I can get it. It's not there. It's all right. We'll come down. Hands behind. Press the shoulders forward. Scoop the hips. And lift. Nice. So now we'll come on down to the back. Let your legs extend out in front of you. Let the arms come next to your body, palms down. Okay, so we'll still kind of feel into that same shape or might as well bring your hands to that position again. So bottom hand at the top of the hips facing up towards your head, and the other hand facing palm down. And just notice if you've got more of the open clamshell, the clam shut clamshell, or I'm going to call it the sandwich. You can call it the clam sandwich. So you've got your two slices of bread perfectly level. Great. Now let the hands come down again. Hug the shoulders towards your feet. Press the back of the head into your mat. And exhale. Nice. Now as you breathe in, bend the knees to your chest. Beautiful. Nice. Now we're going to extend the legs out. Feel that hug. Ribs and pubic bones together so you have that nice clam sandwich. Okay. And we're going to reach the arms forward. Keep pushing the shoulders towards your hips as you start to look towards your toes. And keep reaching. Breathe into your rib cage. Feel that lift you like a balloon. So you rise up to a seat. And exhale, tuck the chin. Feel the ribs hug towards your hips toward your ribs as you come down and unwind. And as you breathe in, push down with the shoulders, but try to keep from opening the ribs or opening your clamshell. Nice. Now we'll bend the knees in, extend the legs as much as you feel comfortable. Press into your hands, lift the hips. We'll come back down, keep the knees bent, and let the feet come to the mat. Working with the bridge, but we're going to reach the arms up to the ceiling, lift the hips, then let the arms come behind you. Okay, and then we'll slowly come down. Let the arms come down, extend the legs. Breathe in, feel that hug of the ribs and pubic bone towards each other as you exhale. Keep reaching forward and lifting the head. Breathe into your ribs. Feel that lift you like a balloon as you come forward. The heart opening. Then exhale, tucking, coiling in to come back down. Hands to the mat. Knees come in. Legs can extend as they come overhead. Press into your hands. Lift the hips. If the hips don't come up, no problem. Just press the hands down. Feel that activation of the shoulders. Then let the knees bend, feet to the mat. Reach for the ceiling, then overhead. Keep pressing your lower skull, I'll say, the back of your skull into the mat. Nice, and then come down. Now we'll keep the left knee bent, right leg straightens. Breathe in, feel the ribs open to lift you. Let the arms continue to reach forward. Maybe push down a little bit with the left heel to come all the way up. Then coil in to roll back down. Hands to the mat. Draw both knees towards your chest. Lift the legs and the hips like you did before with both legs. Kind of plow pose. Then the feet and legs land. So left foot comes down, right leg comes down. Hug the shoulders down. Press into the left heel. Hug the shoulder blades together and lift to a bridge. Come on down. Nice. Now we'll draw both knees in. Straighten the legs out. Hug the shoulder blades down. Keep reaching forward. Let that lift you as you breathe in. Exhale, coil in. Hands to the mat. Legs come up. You can do a full leg lift if you like, or bend the knees. Letting the hips come up, just a little jackknife. And when the lower back comes down, bend the knees. Finding our bridge, so pressing the heels, flatten the lower back. Arms come overhead. Exhale, coming down. This time extend left leg, right knee stays bent. Breathe in to feel the ribs open in your back. Helping to rise. Exhale, coil in. Hands to the mat, legs draw in. Feel the hips lift. And as you come down, right foot comes down, the whole left leg comes down. Press the shoulder blades into the mat. Notice if the ribs are already trying to splay open. Try to keep a little bit of that clam sandwich as you press into the right heel and lift up into bridge. And relax down. Bring both knees in. Beautiful. All right, so we'll add one more thing to this. You'll take the arms out to the side, bring the knees to the right, and to the left, and back to center. And we'll put all that together, straighten the legs out, hug the shoulders down to reach the fingertips, exhale. Inhale, feel the ribs open your back as you lift the head and shoulders and roll forward. Exhale, rolling down. Arms to the mat. Lifting the feet, lifting the hips. A little jackknife. And coming down, bend the knees. Feet come down. Press the lower back into the mat. Press into the heels as the arms come overhead. Lift the hips. Exhale, arms come down. Hips come down. Arm come out to the side. Knees come in. Rotate to the right. And then the left. And back to center. And right leg, left foot on the floor, right leg extends out. Reaching for your right foot, hug the shoulders down, tuck the chin, flatten the lower back as much as you can, and let the breath in lift you like a balloon. You want to feel your back ribs open. That can be a little tricky. Exhale, slowly come down. Arms come down, knees draw in, hips lift, and come down. It's also tricky because you'll be tempted to use momentum there. Nice, legs come down. Press with left heel, shoulder blades, flatten the lower back. Press the back of the head. Feel the hips lift as the right leg comes up. And relax down. Just pull both knees in. Keep the right leg straight. Take the arms out to the side. We'll rotate to the right. Back to center and then to the left. And back to center. Nice. And now we'll straighten the left leg, bring it down. Bring right foot down. Press the lower back into the mat. Exhale, tuck chin. Feel the lower back flatten. Shoulders hug towards the hips as you reach fingertips towards your left foot. And inhale, let the back ribs open. And that's what lifts you like a balloon. Exhale, coil down. Hands to the mat, legs draw in, hips lift as you press into your hands. Come back down. Left leg extended, right foot presses down. And let the arms come overhead as you lift left leg and right hip. And slowly come on down. Nice. Draw the knees in. Arms out to the side, rotate to the left first. And center, and then to the right. Nice. Now, once you come back to center, you can bend the knees, bring them flat to the mat. Nice. And just let the legs extend out, turn the palms up. We'll just take a couple breaths of rest here. So whether you're doing yoga or any exercise, there has been studies that find that resting for, I think it's a quarter of the duration that you were exercising, you'll get even more benefit from the exercise. So if you were doing yoga for an hour, resting in Shavasana for 15 minutes is ideal. So give yourself this time to rewrite patterns and stories that are in your body. Whenever we take on new movement forms, the nervous system basically has to rewrite some code. Different neurons need to create links with each other. also much more gradual process is that our connective tissue begins to reorganize. We find areas of the fascia or connective tissue, which if you looked at it under a microscope, it looks like wet fiberglass. All these fibers that carry moisture. And when these areas get tight, they're usually dried out as well. We can bring more hydration by creating a little friction and movement in those areas. Then the patterns begin to melt, dissolve into that water and reform. So when you feel rested, you can just ease yourself to the side and come up to a seat. I want to thank you for joining me and test driving this offering with me. My intention is to really bring in a little bit more somatic, so the awareness, the conscious awareness of the mind with the body is how I define somatics. And being able to not only influence the body, but also to understand how the body wants to communicate, what's going on in the body, what it needs. So we can really start to be more masterful with ourselves. We can really own this vessel that we're here in the world with, our companion, our whole mechanism for interacting with the world, and we need to care for it. So I'm always looking for new ways to do that. And as we're doing this outside, it will probably be a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more flowy. But for right now, I just wanted to offer some basic principles that I'll be working with. So the breath and shaking out through the fascia, moving the spine in all the directions it's able to move, and taking the body multiple planes of movement as well. The body has more spirals and circles than it does straight lines, like a lot of traditional fitness tries to put us into a box of linear movement when we actually move more in spirals and circles. And so that's what we'll be working with outside and having some dynamic music as well. So look forward to seeing you if you care to join me. Take care.